Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Guys, this is going to be a very quick video, but as you can see with the headlining of this particular article here, our goal is to talk about how we could potentially see a $10 XRP by this year. And of course, this is a prediction being made by the CEO of SBI Holdings. If you're familiar with this particular company and the relationship with Ripple, you understand that they actually purchased roughly around 10% of Ripple company. They also acquired a significant amount of XRP to take to the Asian market, and of course, have that actually expanded upon in that demographic. And of course, the CEO of SBI Holdings is really the one who's maintained his bullish mentality on the XRP digital asset, and also has made this prediction of possibly seeing a $10 XRP this year. Now, this is a quick read when it comes to this article here. Really goes to a little bit more in depth as far as the individual here, the CEO of SBI Holdings, and his connection with Ripple, and again what he's trying to do in relationship with the XRP digital asset, and of course taking those products such as XCurrent and XRapid and expanding upon that with all of the banks and financial institutions in the Asian market, having them onboard themselves and be connected to the Ripple network. Of course, a lot of this is also going to be something established through R3, and that's really where a lot of the focus for this video is going to be, because again, the CEO of SBI Holdings recently came out on Twitter and posted something very interesting when it comes to why we understand his prediction being roughly around $10 for an XRP digital asset here. So recently, the CEO of SBI Holdings actually came out and posted something on Twitter that was very intriguing. A lot of people in the XRP community have actually been looking at this and verifying, or at least trying to verify, whether or not any of this information is valid. So far, what I've been able to find is that there is a lot of validity behind this, and we'll kind of get into that here in just a second. But the CEO of SBI posted that more than 50 banks to experiment with virtual currency XRP settlement implementation of Corda Settler on a platform with 15 trillion daily trading volume. Now, we do have to keep in mind that that 15 trillion daily volume is based off of yen and not USD values. So if you were to equivalate that across the board, I believe that the USD value is somewhere in the billions, but still that is a significant amount of money that would be going through the XRP digital asset by this experiment with the 50 banks using Corda Settler. Now, of course, if you're unfamiliar with Corda Settler, guys, we've most certainly talked about that on this channel very heavily, because that is something designed by R3, the company, and Ripple, the company, and they came together to create a settlement mechanism that will allow for people to actually make their payments or settle their payments via whatever currency is established on Corda Settler. Well, guess what? The only currency that's available on Corda Settler at this moment is XRP, so it makes sense as to why these 50 banks are experimenting with XRP through Corda Settler, because again, it's the only digital asset available on the Corda Settler at this time. Now, interesting enough, again, going back to the topic of whether or not this was true, there were people in the XRP community that kind of looked at this and stated, well, more in depthly here, this is linked to a company called Instamatch, and because it's based off of Instamatch, it can't be linked to R3 Corda. Well, upon further investigation about these 50 plus banks quite possibly using XRP digital asset to settle their payments, I stumbled across a representative of Instamatch. Her name is Debajani Mahanti, and of course, she had actually posted roughly around the middle of February a particular tweet here talking a little bit more in depthly about this situation. These are 50 plus banks that are already onboarded, developed for Switzerland-based Instamatch, which is a network for banks to trade. And of course, you can see there's the hashtag Ripple, hashtag XRP, right alongside of a link in an article that goes a little bit more in depthly about this. And again, this was posted roughly around the middle of February when it comes to this Twitter feed right here. Now, of course, many people of the XRP community wanted to take to asking questions about what they could potentially see as far as the future of XRP now that this is a connection being made. And she took to actually responding to this. Somebody wanted to know what the experience with R3 and Corda, and maybe what the future of R3 and Corda is going to be like when it comes to these expansions here that are taking place. Debajani Mahanti responded with something very interesting. She said, I would say that they would soon replace Swift. And again, this is related to R3. She also then states that there are many issues with Swift for which Ripple was born. We are using Corda Settler for instant settlement, which is not possible before, as clearing used to take at least T plus 1 days. So really what she's stating here is that because of the old method of SWIFT, we could easily see a company like R3 coming in here and simply replacing that. We have actually heard the talk that Ripple could have been the company to do that, but right now it looks as though R3 could actually be the company that goes through and replaces SWIFT. Not only replaces SWIFT, but quite possibly would merge into SWIFT and become the new digital SWIFT, if you will. But again, a lot of this right here is just relative to her experience. The company Instamatch's actual experience, but you can see that this right here, a representative of Instamatch, alongside of that particular linked article that she posted, is just confirming that these 50 plus banks are going to be using Corda Settler, which is again taking advantage of the XRP digital asset to settle their payments. Now, of course, if you have any questions regarding this, most certainly check out the articles, do a little more in-depth research yourself. I'm just trying to point out that yes, there are representatives of these companies that are coming out and stating, yes, there's going to be banks utilizing XRP through the Corda Settler. This is something that's going to happen. And again, there are people out there that are trying to expose the fact that companies such as SWIFT will quite possibly be taken over by companies such as R3. Not saying that that's a guarantee. We're seeing what looks to be your old traditional style of transfer of money back and forth to this new internet of value, which is a primary focus for Ripple, the company. So any company that's established or partnered with Ripple is going to actually take that same motto and expose it out there to the public as well. They're going to be living by that motto. So the idea that R3 is connecting with all these banks, they're just simply trying to expand upon the internet of value just as well. And of course, this right here being, again, absolutely huge news, seeing that much money circulating between these 50 banks using Corda Settler, we absolutely know that we could see a price shift in the XRP digital asset. Again, this is something that the CEO of SBI has actually stated he sees as far as a prediction for a price of XRP jumping up to $10. Could you imagine in this year alone seeing a $10 XRP jump up just because we're seeing all of these banks and financial institutions onboarding themselves to take advantage of the Corda Settler? And again, keep in mind, the Corda Settler is only using XRP digital asset at this point in time. There are no other options. So that is absolutely huge. Outside of that, guys, I just wanted to quickly point that out. There's a substantial amount of news when it comes to what's happening with Ripple and XRP, and I'm going to try to do my very best to get that